Rolling, and here we go. Well, it feels good to be back in the studio after our newsroom very quick changeover last week. I have to say, so I watched the show back and realized I was wearing the grossest runners, and that was because, and our feet were on camera the one time, right? But Jay and I had gone to shoot our Wine Freak segment, and I had my clipboard with me, and it was in my bag, and it fell out of my bag, and it sliced right down onto my foot. I was bleeding all over the place.
We didn't even notice,
really?
I had to point it out. There was like a trail of blood all over the wine store. People were slipping in it, falling down. I was like, Kim, are you okay? And you're like, yeah, what?
It's just a little red line.
Yeah, it was quite painful, though, oddly, and I guess I don't know how I didn't notice. But anyway, then this morning, I'm getting ready for work, and I stepped on a big piece of glass, same foot. My foot's bleeding as I'm getting ready. There's something really bad about Thursdays and feet.
And that foot,
feet blood, and that foot, same foot.
Get rid of it.
But anyway, I realized.
What is your worst injury, by the way?
Ever?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Great. Well, I got hit in the face with a baseball when I was.
No way.
I was playing. It was a slow pitch game. I used to work at Perkins when I was younger, and it was just a picnic. And I actually played very competitive women's fast pitch. Never got injured all those years. Played in a picnic game, and one of the really big server guys, he was a bodybuilder as well, got up to the plate, smacked the ball, it bounced off the pavement, hit me right there, knocked me over, knocked me out, and then my face, I was bruised from like here to here, all the blood vessels in my eye broke, and
but you kept the ball in front of you.
Well, and now I'm scared of, and actually ever since then, developed a big fear of anything bouncing up off the ground towards my face.
I can imagine.
Yeah. That's a normal fear to have. I feel it's reasonable.
It is,
That's my biggest injury. Anyone else?
One's bitten, right?
Smashed hand.
You smashed your hand?
And actually has a Shaw story behind it. Shaw, when it used to be on Nairn Avenue, had renovations done, and their front counter had one of those where the counter separates and you flip it up to pass, like a pass.
Oh yeah.
So I actually was taping the show then, and so we thought we'd use the new renovated front counter. So there I am. So my director says, get behind the counter. So I went behind the counter. So he folded the thing up. Well, I'm standing right there, shooting my bridge. All of a sudden, boom! The counter falls because it wasn't hinged properly yet.
Oh my goodness.
And my hand was on the counter, and boom, hit me right there.
Did it break?
It didn't break, which is really interesting, but it was horrible.
After all those years of ballet,
I know.
And did you ever get hurt dancing? You must have.
Yes, I've been dropped on my head. Yes,
and then but not one thing.
I know. Yeah, it was a circus ballet, and I was a tightrope walker. So my guy we had to do this lift where his hand is underneath my seat, and then he presses or pressage, as they call it. So I am he's 6 foot, so I'm 7 feet, 8 feet in the air. So we go do it just before we go on stage because we always practice it. He loses his grip, so I can see, I feel myself going backwards. There's nothing for me to hold on to, and I fell, boom.
Do they teach you how to fall?
No.
No way. Oh my gosh.
It's not supposed to. Is that what they call it? Your seat? You're not allowed to say bum in ballet?
Well, you can say
that. That's not very classic. Yeah. Posterior.
Your buttocks. Yeah. No, so that was, I think, the worst. And then having to step on stage and do that same lift on stage.
You wasn't terrified?
Oh, I was. Needless to say, it wasn't my best performance of that. No, because it just rattled.
Were you concussed or anything?
Who knows? We didn't care back then, right?
Headache for days. Headache for days.
We can't pronounce some letters anymore.
Nobody asked, what's your name, or are you okay? They said, get out there.
Stage.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Significant injuries in sports?
Broke my wrist and my arm, actually both on the same side, and I'm right-handed, so it didn't get me out of any homework or anything. So there's that, and then of course the incident, I guess, late in 2012 when I was down in Minot. Now this tooth is fake. And,
people may not know that story, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, that tooth is fake.
This tooth is fake, yes.
Well, so I get a call on Saturday night, on the weekend, right before the big, the Canadians Prairie Classic Curling Championship, which we broadcast every year here on Shaw. I'm just sitting at home. No, actually, I think I was in my car or out shopping or something, and Mitchell calls me and sounding terribly panicked. Do you think you can cover curling tomorrow? Why? Well,
I couldn't really speak because half of this tooth was missing, and what was happening is, of course, Kim getting a call on a Saturday usually means, oh, the sports guy was out late the night previous,
yeah.
which, yes, I was, but the thing was, this was the time that I was a designated driver. So I'm keeping everybody on this side of me, and I'm walking along the curb, making sure that the people that had a few drinks weren't drifting into traffic. So we're walking toward the bar, and a car came around the corner, and I went to kind of get out of the way. And it's not like I was rushed. I had time and everything, but I just clipped that curb. And as I was going down, someone tried to catch my arm, so I had nothing to really brace me. And I just went face first. Yeah, so I was swollen up here pretty good and down on my cheek, and my hand's still kind of rehabbing a little bit.
Really?
But yeah, and my tooth was completely
And we do
chipped.
believe you because nobody in their right mind could make up a story.
I know, exactly.
Just run into a tree. Yeah.
I'm disappointed though that you said there was no real rush, because when I've retold this story, it's like this car came whipping around the corner, blew them all off the road. Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I had some time, not like I didn't have 2 minutes to react. I had maybe 10 seconds, but either way, yeah.
I didn't realize that tooth was fake all this time. You was
now fake. Yeah.
That is
Dentist. Good dentist.
emergency dental work.
Emergency dental work.
Exactly. And you too?
Yeah.
Anything?
Well, for me, I got a couple of scars underneath my chin from different things. I like to smash my face on things a lot when I was younger. But the one that I really remember, I don't know how old I was, but I was really into doing tricks. Like I really wanted to be like a BMX biker, and I was just going. I don't know why my parents let us do such stupid things, but like as an aside, we have a really steep driveway, and we used to go down our like little red wagon, just like full speed, cars coming. Like,
Sure.
But anyway, so
learn, right?
yeah, so I'm down on this road, which I'd probably wiped out the day, the week before on my little red wagon. But I tried to do a handstand on my bike. There's something about gravity that you have to understand, and like physics, and like you don't put all of your weight on your handlebars because then you fall forward.
I love stories that include the sentence, I tried to do a handstand on my bike.
Well, and then looking at other people, because you didn't have the internet back then.
Yeah.
You didn't have anybody to watch. I just thought this would be awesome. I mean, you probably should have used the seat. Yeah, but I just thought if I just kicked my feet up, and when you're a kid, you just give it all you've got, right? You're just like, I'm going to do a handstand, and you just kick your feet up, and then it's like...
You don't have the experience of pain to draw back on.
I picture you sitting in a physics class, just you're in that lesson, you go, huh, that's why I did.
Well, I never said that in physics class. Definitely not.
And the one person I'd expect to have the most injuries out of all of us.
I've had a bunch of injuries, but my favorite one by far, I know, totally. My favorite one is I still do comedy, but I used to do it every week, and I would do this bit with a family circus book. I
hate family circus.
the family circus so much. It just
Why?
it makes
But Billy,
because
it's so
so
charming.
stupid.
So
It's so cutesy, and it's like. Actually, no, I have an analogy that I can't say on the air, but it's because it's just gross. But anyway, so
get on with it.
I would do this thing where I would read a family circus cartoon and describe it to the audience, and then get super mad and throw it on the ground and just punch it, right? And so I did this at this one show. I read the thing, and I got super mad, and I went and punched it, and I punched it too hard. And I just felt something break in my hand. And so I'm playing I'm playing the rest of the show because I'm powering through. I'm like, yeah, I gotta finish the show. And my girlfriend at the time, I look down and her face is just like, and I didn't know why. And I look and my hand is purple and swollen, like so gross. So I go to the doctor, and the doctor's like, yeah, it's broken. So what did you do? And I said, well, I was on stage and I punched a cartoon of the family circus. And he looks at me and he says, you know what? I'm not going to judge you. You can tell me what really happened.
$1 million and one shots.
All right, I have a girlfriend.
Exactly. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
All right, well, that's not at all surprising.
Sorry, I didn't mean to like take a tangent, but
Well, great tangent,
awesome,
but we
yeah.
need to take a break. That worked out perfect.
Actually, awesome.